you and me, sitting in the back of my memory, like a honeybee, buzzing round a glass of sweet Chablis. The radio's on, the windows rolled up and my mind's rolled down. Headlights shining like silver moons rolling on the ground. We made love in every way love can be made, and we made time look like time could never fade. Friday night, we both made the guitar hum. Saturday made Sunday feel like it would never come. Gonna be a long Monday, sitting all alone on a mountain by a river that has no end. Gonna be a long Monday, stuck like the tick of a clock that's come unwound again. Soul to soul, heart to heart, and cheek to cheek. Oh, come on, baby, give me a kiss that'll last all week. The thought of you leaving again brings me down. The promise of your sweet love brings me around. Gonna be a long Monday, sitting all alone on a mountain by a river that has no end. It's gonna be a long Monday, stuck like the tick of a clock that's come unwound again and again.
Thousand empty windows and only half the lights are out. I wonder what these people's lives, what they might be all about. Do they got a lover? And could they have a family? Could it be they are just as lonesome as you and me?
What's up, Rich?
I wanna shout out loud. Why don't you all just come on out, and we can tear it all down, yeah. White lights burning down an empty avenue. I wonder if their driver found someone he can go on home to. I wanna shout out loud. Why don't you all just come on out, and we can tear it all down, yeah.
come from. No matter where you're going, here's a place where you can take comfort in the knowing that whether if you've come to stay a while or just passing through, this door is open to you. Come and let's be silent. Come and share a hug. Come, let's pray together. Come love and be loved. From the blissed out to the turned out, from the pampered to the abused, this door is open to you. Come on in, come on in, come on in, come on in. The God in us recognizes the God in you, the God in you. Whether you're black or white or gay or straight, Christian, Buddhist or Jew, this door is open to you.
Good morning, Claremont Center for Spiritual Living. How are you this morning? Happy early Valentine's Day. Happy early Lao Tzu's birthday, lunar festival, everything. Thing? Yeah. Thank you. Oh yeah, happy my birthday too. Thank you all so far for the early morning birthday wishes. Thank you for distracting me from writing my talk. You know, I save quotes in Facebook and all those cute little memes that talk about peace and love and spirit and all that. So on Sunday mornings, I go and look through and see which ones I was saving for this week. And there was a whole bunch of other stuff in there that got me distracted. I don't know about you, but shiny objects, you know, things with like, yeah. Anyway, it's been a lovely day so far. So thank you all for being here this morning. Not just to celebrate me, but to celebrate life in general and to remind yourself that when you're in community, it's easier to keep your balance, to keep your perspective, to be nourished, to be fed. So congratulations on making it here this morning. Let's wave to the folks online. There are a lot of people out there too as well, part of this community, because we know that truly in consciousness, community goes beyond walls. So I'm grateful for everyone who participates in this philosophy that really seeks to show us a better life. So today we have a lot of fun things happening, and we've got some great music this morning. We've got Jeff on keyboards, and we welcome back Michael Whitney, yes, his wife Georgine. And our practitioner on platform is Diane. Make sure, Diane is our practitioner emeritus. That's a title that takes 20 years to earn. And basically it says, we can never not call you a practitioner. You obviously have proven that you live this stuff. So Diane is one of the ones who lives this stuff. And when you get a chance, make sure you come up and check out her emeritus shawl that we had made for her. It's all, besides being pretty colors, it's all paw prints. And if you know Diane, you know it's all about the animals, the little four-legged furry ones. So your practitioners know more than just paw prints, though. They know all about prayer, and they know all about seeing the truth in any situation. So if you would like a little support or a little uplift, make sure you talk to Diane after service. She'd be happy to do a little prayer work with you, or you can put in a request in the back of the room, and our practitioners will take it into prayer all week long. All right? I think we're ready to get centered and get started. I'm going to, now see, old series. We have to start with a song, don't we? We changed our order of service. We have a song to sing. So we're going to sing Spirit is in This Place. The words are in your bulletin. And it's a song by Denise Rosier, and we're going to sing along to the music. So Jeff, hit it. All right. Nice and loud. We have come together as family. We have come here as we are. We have open arms wide open. We have gathered here in love. We are getting really good at that. You're coming in on the wheeze really strong. And I'm going to remember next time that all that welcome stuff I said comes after the song. But so just replay that in your head so that you can bring your energy gently within as we get centered. We'll get this eventually. All right, I'm going to invite you to take a breath, clear your laps, clear your minds, turn off those darn phones for a moment, and breathe in. And let the sound of the bowl take you to that joy within you, that place of spirit. For it is in this place of the heart that we remember the truth, that you and I and spirit are one.
And now as we come together, let us feel the presence of God, the one power, the one mind, the one universal love. It is here in our very own center for spiritual living. We quit asking. We know that it has already been received. We quit seeking, for we know it is already found. And it is here where we know unconditional love and friendship and acceptance. So let us say together, and so it is. Today's reading is from Ernest Holmes. He says, I see the divine presence in all others. Behold how good and how pleasant it is for brethren to dwell together in unity. The best way to make friends is to realize that we meet life in everyone. The God in us meets the God in others. Proclaiming the divine presence, believing in it, we shall meet it. Love will find a perfect way. Our faith in the divine presence in others will overcome the fear of being misunderstood or hurt. If the mind is calm and serene, there will be less liability toward pain and hurt. Therefore, at all times, let us be serene and poised. Confidence and love alone cast out fear. The person without fear is the only truly whole person. It is ours to decide whether we live in fear or in faith. Let us decide to live in faith. Let us learn to practice faith until all fear disappears, until life ceases to be a funeral dirge and becomes a song of joy. To find peace in the midst of confusion, we must realize our center in pure spirit. To reach this place of confidence and faith in the midst of doubt and uncertainty, we should consciously unite our thought with divine mind. I know that God is within me. I know the spirit within me is perfect. I enter into its peace and I am secure in its protection. The unerring divine intelligence directs my way. The presence of love uplifts me and lights my life today. Thank you, Ernest.
Thank you, Jeff. Step around my cable. I gotta watch the cord. Georgine will be after me. Though I may speak with bravest fire and have the gift to all inspire and have not love, my words are vain as sounding brass,
and hopeless gain. Though I may give all I possess, and striving so my love profess, but not begin by love within, the prophet soon turns strangely thin. Come, Spirit, come, our hearts control. Our spirits long to be made whole. Let inward love guide every deed. By this we worship and are free. Amen, 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 amen. Thank you.
Sorry, it's bothering me. You know, some of us are a little twitchy that way. Aren't you glad we're all different and that's not you? Or maybe it is you, I don't know. Well, okay, see, thank you. A little validation goes a long way, right? All right, so we're lighting our candle actually all month. Really? I got it. Hey, we're always ready. Does this one have a secret switch? No, it does not. Aha! Persistence. All right. So we're lighting our candles this month, and specifically this week for Black History Month. And we're featuring a different personality out of history. But I want to start by saying this morning that 2025 marks the 100-year anniversary of the creation of Brotherhood of Sleeping Car Porters and Maids by labor organizer and civil rights activist A. Philip Randolph. This was the beginning of the civil rights movement 100 years ago. It was the first black union to receive a charter in the American Federation of Labor. That's the AFL in the AFL-CIO organization. Martin Luther King Jr. incorporated issues outlined by Randolph's March on Washington movement, such as economic justice, into the Poor People's Campaign, which he established in 1967. So we're featuring today Gladys Mae West. Born in 1930, she's a mathematician. She was one of the hidden figures in the time of space races and NASA and all that technical development. And at a time when she was only one of four black employees at the U.S. Air Force. Let me get this in order here. What she's known for is her work on the development of satellite geodesy. It was the ability to use satellites to measure the shape of the Earth we picture it as perfectly round, but of course it is not. And gravity does this, and the moons do that, and the tides do this. And so if you're going to shoot something into space with any kind of accuracy, you have to be able to account for where the Earth is in its orbit and which way it's facing, and all of these things that are way beyond most of us that don't do math for fun. So the next time you use your GPS, know that her work laid the groundwork for any GPS system that we use today. And sometimes we just miss out on the people who really did the work. She was inducted into the U.S. Air Force Hall of Fame in 2018. She was awarded the Webby Lifetime Achievement Award for the development of the satellite geodesy models. She received awards around the world. I forget the name of it, but there's a UK award that's like the highest civilian award for her work in this area. And her contributions to this work wasn't recognized until a member of her Alpha Kappa Alpha sorority read a short biography of her and then submitted it to the U.S. Air Force and said, hey, she needs an award. Look what she did. And it is something that I think for me what happens is I saw the movie. It's like, wow, these women were like above and beyond. They did all this in spite of all the stuff the rest of us put in front of them, right? And so when I come across something so impactful in my everyday life, I use GPS every single day. Some of you know my wife works for a consulting firm, and one of her first projects with that consulting firm was developing more functionality for GPS systems. It's one of their biggest clients is the U.S. military and GPS and what it does to keep our planet peaceful. Anyway, she rose through the ranks. She worked on the satellite geodesy. She contributed to the accuracy of GPS and the measurement of satellite data. And the work that she did cut the time it took for the calculations to happen in her field of expertise in half, which in the 40s, 50s, and 60s, that's a big deal. That's what made it possible for us to use these tools today. Now, when she was given the award, the presenter was saying, she probably, in 1956, she likely had no idea that her work would impact the world for decades to come. And she agreed, saying, when you're working every day, you're not thinking, what impact is this going to have on the world? You're thinking, I got to get this right. And so I bring that today to you specifically because we're talking about how it is to work in a world where often we are feeling overwhelmed by what's happening. We are maybe feeling powerless. We might be tired. We might be fighting with people who used to be our friends. We might be feeling isolated or divisive in how we see the world versus how everybody else we know sees the world. And we're not necessarily thinking that what we do is going to have a positive impact. We're not thinking that we can make a difference in such an overwhelming space. And she's saying, you don't have to think about that. You just got to get it right where you are. Right where you are. So I'm starting today with a poem. It's called Because, written by Rosemerry Wahtolla Trommer. And I read this once and it took my breath away. So I'm sharing it with you. So I can't save the world, can't save even myself, can't wrap my arms around every frightened child, I can't foster peace among nations, I can't bring love to all who feel unlovable. So I practice opening my heart right here in this room and being gentle with my insufficiency. I practice walking down the street heart first. And if it is insufficient to share love, I will practice loving anyway. I want to converse about truth, about trust. I want to invite compassion into every interaction. One willing heart can't stop a war. One willing heart can't feed all the hungry. And sometimes, daunted by a task too big, I tell myself, what's the use of trying? But today, the invitation is clear. To be ridiculously courageous in love. To open the heart like a lilac in May, knowing freeze is possible and opening anyway. To take love seriously, to give love wildly, to race up to the world as if I were a puppy, adoring and unjaded, stumbling on my own exuberance. To feel the shock of indifference, of anger, of cruelty, of fear, and stay open. To love as if it matters, as if the world depends on it. And aren't we sort of all in that place? And aren't we all capable of loving relentlessly? That's our title today, Loving Relentlessly. And for those of you who may not have seen the summary, what I wrote about it is, do not move away from love. Stand fast. Love without ceasing. Remember, love is both a noun and a verb. Call it by name and act it out. Remember, love is both fierce and tender, and do not mistake tenderness for weakness. Love is power, your power, our power. Open your heart to love, the love that you are, and show up relentlessly. This is our call. This is who we are here to be. And it's really hard to access love and patience when you're totally stressed out. And so today we're going to talk about how do you sustain the ability to respond from love, to respond with love, and how do you care for yourself so that you can show up as love in this world that would have us believe that we are totally separate and other than love. So we'll start with the words of Ernest Holmes, founder of this philosophy. He says, we cannot really have an attitude of dislike or hate or viciousness toward other people without robbing ourselves of the healing power and the comforting presence and the divine assurance that the universe itself rests on the shoulders of love. When we have a firm conviction that life is love, and an equally firm conviction that when we apply this principle of love to any human problem, then the very words we speak in our meditation or treatment or prayer will operate as law in the condition that confronts us and will neutralize or overcome anything that opposes it. We have to be engaged in spiritual and mental practice because it is there that we join the real and the ideal, the human and the divine, the physical and the inspirational. And that's how we receive inspiration for action and guidance towards accomplishment. So we talked last week about the need to take a step back, to rest, to renew, to sustain ourselves, because just like after a good night's sleep, we approach the new day from a better place, from a stronger place. We're more alert, we're more awake, we're less beaten down. You know, sometimes at the end of the day, you feel like you're this tall. But in the morning, we have that sense of, okay, let's see what happens today. So we can do that anytime, in any moment, at any time around the clock. I don't know about you, but I can nap anywhere, anytime, given a flat surface and a few minutes. We can do that spiritually. We can do that mentally anytime. And it is actually our charge to do that. We are called to do that because we need to show up in this world. If we believe what we teach, then we are called to be that in the world. And I do that best when I've done my spiritual practice, when I've taken a step back from the world and turned my attention either inward or into the spiritual realm, or I'm out in nature, or I'm somewhere that feeds me, so that I can then pull all of that into me and then walk forward once again. So I'm going to ask you a couple of questions. The first one is, what do you love? Like, what warms your heart? What lifts you up? What fills you up? What does that for you? Give me a word. Music. Birds. Puppies. Dancing. Good food. Singing. Music, yes. What was that? Laughter. Friends. Children. Family. Art. Travel. Yeah, these are all on my list. The forest, yes. Big trees, man. Snow on the mountaintops. Sunsets. Or sunrises for those of us that get up early. Coffee. I bow before coffee. The power of a really good cup of coffee. Yes, yes. The ocean, yes. And I would propose to you that your anger also tells you what you love. Right? Your grief also tells you what you love. What we feel, our emotional roadmap, so to speak, is always showing us what we love. And that love is the love that we are. We think of it as an exchange of energy, or we direct it to a person, or we have a favorite place or a favorite food. And we also know it's more than that. It's really an atmosphere of living. And that atmosphere of living, when we can define the things that we love, that we actively seek out because they fill us with that sense of love, then what we're doing is we're tapping into our source. Those things are our resources. What is a resource? It's the source in another form. It's source again. It's source for you and for you and for you and for you and for me, individually defined in a way that lifts each of us up. So it pays us to know what we love. It allows us to tap into the resource within us, the source of life within us. That's where our energy is. Isn't love the energy of life? And doesn't life insist on expressing? Ever try to put down like fake grass in your yard and have the real stuff insist on popping up through the plastic? You know? There's a line in a Suzanne Vega song about kids will grow like weeds on a track. They look for the light. They try to make sense. They come up through the cracks like weeds. I have to sing it, and I'm not going to sing it for you, but you look it up. It's a great line. We can't help but live. And it helps us to remember that about ourselves away from what's coming at us. Just for ourselves, in ourselves. And then I would ask you, what do you love to do? What are the things that you love to do? Like, if you didn't have any responsibilities or obligations surrounding you, and you just had, I don't know, a week laid out in front of you with unlimited resources, what would you do with that? What would you love to do? Anybody? Dance. Travel. Art. Gardening. Hike. Run. Run. You're strange, but we like you anyway. I'm just teasing you. That's not on my list. What else would you... New places, yeah?
Go to the movies.
Go to the movies, entertain.
Clean my garage.
You would? Really? Good for you. All right. Little clarity, little clearing. We're having a volunteer opportunity here. We'll match you up after service. So, if you take the things you love, you could ask yourself, how can that be of service? How can that desire and joy that I have in what I love to do, how can that be of service or in service to someone else? So I'll give you an example. We'll come back to yours in a minute because I do want to hear. But any of you that follow the NFL, the Watt family, J.J. Watt and T.J. Watt, and you know what's her name? Taylor Swift's boyfriend, Kelsey. Anyway, the Watt brothers, one of the Watt brothers is on his team too. I'm just saying. J.J. Watt has retired from football, but he is a football passionate player that just went all out every game. His whole family, he was raised that they all do it, and then he retired. So how does he take what he loves to do and turn it into service? Well, now he takes his Ram truck, because it was a commercial that started me on this road. He takes his truck and his trailer full of athletic equipment, and he brings that to neighborhoods that are underserved so that the kids can participate in sports and find their own sense of passion, their own place where they can be confident, their own ability to build their bodies strong. He gives what he loves back to the community. Now, you don't have to be J.J. Watt to do that. Pat was talking to me about in her family. She grew up on a farm. You know, and when you grow up on a farm, you do chores first, and then life comes after that. And then you do chores before you go to bed, too, because, you know, the animals need to be fed or whatever. She said her grandmother's husband, Bill, liked to bake. He's retired. He doesn't have a farm. He just lives a little bit down the road. So he would bake, like pies, and then come over at 8 in the morning with his freshly baked pie for the family. And she said it was like we'd been given $1 million. Because the thing about pie, I never thought of it this way, but you can carry a piece of pie. So you'd cut your piece of pie and you'd wrap it up and take it with you when you headed out into the barn, feeling like you'd been given gold, because you knew that halfway through the milking or halfway through getting the tractor out of the back of the barn, you were going to get to have fresh homemade pie for a snack. That's taking what you love to do and being of service. So I ask you, of those things that you love to do, how can you be of service or in service using that? Give me an example. Okay, coaching. Yes. Education.
Volunteering at the animal show.
Volunteering at all you puppy dog people. There you go.
Community farm on that big parking lot.
Community community farm in that big parking lot. Okay, we'll talk. Yes. Right? You love to garden. You could help your neighbor out, you know?
I cleaned my garage, but I didn't love it.
You didn't love it, but you love the results.
I did.
So maybe you don't have to clean the garage. Maybe you've got somebody who wants to clean their garage and you help them with all you learn before they even start. Like, okay, start with 10 boxes and you help them with something you appreciated. You don't have to do the labor.
That's good, yeah.
And that's just it. We think it only looks like taking a trailer full of stuff to a whole neighborhood. But really, it's a piece of pie for a friend. It's you love you love to build things, right? You get in your wood shop and time stops. You're just all in the creative process. Or you love to travel, or you love to do puzzles, and you know time disappears while you're in that mode. So you take all your extra jigsaw puzzles to the assisted living place, right? You can build things, but you can also make little toys for the kids. You know, you can donate to the community's Christmas fair to give away toys to the kids. I mean, it's everything that we are serves the world. One neighbor at a time, one family at a time, one community at a time. So we can look for ways to be the love that we already are, which shows up in what we love to do, and bring that out to others. Because while it's true we can't change the world unless we ourselves are transformed, hard to have a peaceful world if we're at war with ourselves all the time. We also don't get to stop with only healing ourselves, because we impact everyone around us. And if you don't think so, think about the people in your lives that have left an indelible impression, good or bad, on your view of the world. It could be one incident, one comment, one action that changed everything for you. So let's consciously choose to acknowledge and identify what we love to do, and then we can look for ways, recognize ways to bring that into the world in a positive way. And then I would ask you, where are you inspired? What is it that inspires you? Anybody? Some people, okay? A good book, yes. Great teachers.
Reverend Mary's daily message.
Okay, the Reverend Mary's daily message, the affirmation. Me on Sunday, thank you. I really wasn't fishing, but thank you. It is on my list, but no, I'm just kidding.
Jeff on the piano.
There you go, yeah, now we're talking. See, the thing is, what inspires us, then the next question that comes after that is, how do I engage with that? Right? So there's all kinds of great teachers. There's all kinds of good books out there. But how do I engage with that? How do I see myself, capital S, the parts of me in whatever it is that inspires me? One of the things about inspiration is that it resonates with something in us, right? We recognize it as true for us. So you have to ask yourself, how do I engage with that? How do I see myself in that? And if what we love is art and music and writing, maybe we listen to podcasts, maybe we love TED Talks. How do I engage with that? Well, maybe I'm not a writer, but maybe you are. Maybe you love movies and a good book, and you are a writer yourself. And so maybe what you do is you post a review of your favorite movie that inspired you. So you put these things together, right? You love poetry. Maybe you bring them in on a Sunday and share them with others so that they too might find a resonance in that. Maybe you listen to TED Talks. Do you repost them when you find them? Yeah, repost them when you find them. So we have the ability to share what we love, what inspires us, in ways that suit us specifically. And remember, in God, there is no large and small. There's no relative. There's no comparison. So your one small act of kindness isn't small at all if it changes someone's view of themselves and how much they're worth. Your one comment on a positive posting may not seem like a lot, but it may be enough to balance out those who disagree. Maybe that person just needed a word of encouragement. We have the ability to impact the world just as we are. Just as we are. We are always growing. We're always going to deepen and reach higher and expand and transcend. We're going to keep going. But right where we are is still more than enough. There's no destination out there called enlightenment. And I'm going to get there, and then the world will fade away. No, it's this journey of being able to see more light in a situation that before appeared dark. It's the ability to realize that where you're standing, there are people around you who will hold your hand. It's the idea that even in a world that seems so divisive, so much turmoil, so much heightened anger and fear, that we are still standing in and anchored in the love of spirit that we are. Because we do see the bigger picture. We get so depressed sometimes by what's going on. And Martin Luther King had a great antidote for that. He said, 10 cures for depression. Go out and do something for someone else and repeat it 9 times. Right? It's those acts of kindness for yourself and for others. It's tapping into what you know you love and what you know you love to do and matching those things up with the people, the community, the energy around you. The thing is, the deeper we go within, the deeper we come from, then the higher the perspective we have. Then the more we understand that people are doing the best they can with what they know, with who's talking to them, with what's coming at them. And when we come from love itself, when we show up as love itself, we change the temperature in the room. Right? Thich Nhat Hanh says, true love does not just choose one person. When true love is there, you shine like a lamp. You don't just shine on one person in the room. The light you emit is for everyone in the room. If you really have love in you, everyone around you will profit. Not only humans, but animals, plants, and minerals. Love, true love, is that. And we recognize that because we've been in the presence of that kind of love ourselves. Someone, some place, some activity has shown us that this love is a light and warmth that fills and nurtures and sustains the very life that we are. The key is to remember that each and every one of us is also that love, that light, that warmth. Right where we are, just as we are, with the things that we love to do, with the ways we are inspired. Holmes says, it shall gradually dawn upon us through experience that grows out of practice, that there is an invisible, silent power that responds to us. We'll discover it's the most real thing we can ever contact. And in the last analysis, we will know that we have touched deep within us the source of all life, which is the only healing power there is. That resource within us, that love that is our nature, is the healing power of the world. One of my favorite commentators was Linda Ellerby. And she said, in the coldest February, as in every other month and every other year, the best thing to hold on to in this world is each other. Because you see, when I have a light and I stand next to yours and yours and yours, we not only fill this room, we go beyond these walls. When I have a consciousness that says there is a way forward and the pathway is love, then those opportunities to heal show up in front of me. I can see because that's the light I'm looking with. When I believe that there is good in everyone, somewhere in there, I'm going to find it because we find what we're looking for. And the one thing that no one can take away from us is our ability to choose how and what we think. How and what we think about how things make us feel. How and what we think about the choices we've made in the past and what we might want to do differently. How and what we think about what other people are doing. That's called judgment, by the way. But it can lead to us understanding what it is that we love, what it is that we value, and to know that the next step I take is going to be in the direction of love. That I don't have to fight back. I don't have to create conflict if I'm standing for love. Now, I may still say no to something or someone or an idea. I may still decide that is not okay with me. That is not the way we treat people. That is not the way I want to see us be with each other. That is not the way of compassion. And I may say no. But I do it from knowing that there is a place, a way, a path forward through the obstacle, through the conflict, beyond what it appears to be. And that path is love. And that love cannot be denied. Cannot. So I'm going to invite you to take these words to heart from Dan Savage. He's an activist from the AIDS crisis. And he says, during the darkest days of the AIDS crisis, we buried our friends in the morning, we protested in the afternoon, and we danced all night. The dance kept us in the fight because it was the dance we were fighting for. It didn't look like we were going to win, and then we did. It doesn't feel like we're going to win now, but we could. Keep fighting. Keep dancing. We need to pay attention. We need to pay attention to the world. And we need to spend as much time as we possibly can with friends and lovers doing things that bring us joy. Anyone who tells you that making time for joy, however you define it, is a distraction or a betrayal doesn't know what they're talking about. It is through love. It is through joy. It is through the source within us that we draw life. And that life that we are can only be expressed, and our choice is how we express it, which steps we take, which words come out of our mouths, how wide our arms are open to the love that is out there, in there, even if it's disguised in the people we love. So we keep dancing. Keep dancing. Namaste. So if you will, I invite you to join me in a moment of centering prayer. Breathing in. Becoming aware of that sense of the presence that is within us, around us, through all. Breathing in peace. Breathing in joy. Breathing in love. And exhaling the same. Knowing the power of life is love, and that love is the truth of my being. It is the truth of everyone here. I breathe and affirm wholeness. I affirm the presence of the One in all of my affairs, in all of the affairs everywhere. I know that this is the guiding source in my day, that the nature of love is the activity of all that I do. And this resource, this source again expressed in the world through me, as me, is the healing presence that is called for everywhere. And as I am that presence of love, so are all who hear my voice. That within each and every one of us is a heart of love, a knowing of peace, a being of joy that seeks expression through each of us. What I know too is that each and every person is a gift to this world. And this gift is all about life. And so I speak a word for clarity of purpose. I speak a word for an intention to be and act as love. I speak a word that my gift might be given for the power of good for all. And as I know it for myself, I know it for everyone. And I trust that the law takes this affirmation and must implement it. That as I am open to expressing love, the ways to do that show up. It is the way the law works. So I am in my right place, in my right time, just as I am. And I affirm too that as a member of community, as a member of humanity, that I do not walk the path of love alone. That together, the light, the love, the warmth, the sustenance that radiates from all of us combined is a power that heals, a power that shifts the direction of the world into that of what is highest and best for all. Every little thing I do is part of the big picture. And it is good and very good. And I am grateful for the gifts that show up in this room and on this feed. Grateful for the gifts of those out in the greater community doing good work. Grateful for those who care enough to be angry or even afraid and still show up to do the work. For love is courage of the heart. Love is power of life itself. And it is here and now and always in all ways. And so it is. In your bulletin, you will find our affirmation. And I invite you to repeat after me. I enter into the consciousness of love. In love, as love, I am a healing power in the world.
In love, as love, I am a healing power in the world.
And so it is.
So it is.
All right, let's have a little more music. Welcome back, Michael.
I'm glad you just said that. I have a little song here that you can tap your toe, and somebody said they love dancing. If you want to dance, it's okay. I won't mind at all. Line dancing? Oh, this you might want to line dance to this. You never know. This is a song called "Love Will Roll the Clouds Away," and love will roll the clouds away, turn the darkness into day. I'm so glad I now can say that love will roll the clouds away. If you'd like to sing along on the chorus, you're more than welcome to. And like I said, if you want to dance, clap your hands, whatever, wave, sing. Just don't start a fire. Here we go. As along life's road you go, clouds may hide, light day, have no fear, friends you know, love will roll the clouds away. Now love will roll the clouds away, turn the darkness into day. I'm so glad I now can say love will roll the clouds away. Now spirits watching over all, and here's each time you pray, lift your voice in happy song, 'cause love will roll the clouds away. Yeah. Now love will roll the clouds away, turn the darkness into day. I'm so glad I now can say that love will roll the clouds away. Take it, Jeff. Yeah, love will roll the clouds away, turn the darkness into day. Got it there. I'm so glad I now can say love will roll the clouds away. Yeah, I'm so glad I now can say that love will roll the clouds away. Yes, it will. Thank you.
Yeah. All right, let's hear it again for Michael and Jeff on the keyboards, man. Just in case you were thinking, Jeff sits over there and pushes a couple buttons here and there. Yeah, he can play too, I noticed. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, and thank you to the June Taylor dancers out there in the back. All right, let's invite our ushers to come forward. And know with me that the energy of joy is also one of giving, for we know that as we give to life, we also receive. It is an open channel for life to flow through us as us. And so, if you will, our prosperity affirmation is in your bulletin, and say it along with me as you know that you give to that which feeds you. Divine love through me blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I give, and all that I receive. I am prosperous now. For those of you online, you can donate through our website or through our e-blast. We also have cards in the back with a phone number where you can text to give if that's easier for you. You set it up once and then it's there all the time. And we'll give everybody a minute here. Tap into that place of gratitude that we are. All right, we have a few things going on. Wednesday night meditation, 6:30 on Zoom with our own Nisa Burrows. It's a dial in, call in, spend some time centering, removing yourself for a moment from the busyness of the world and tapping into that divine center. It's a nice gift to give yourself on a Wednesday night. We have a couple of classes coming up. Tuesday nights, still beginning on the 18th?
Yes, and it'll be a hybrid.
Okay, hybrid class, Tuesdays, February 18th to April 8th. The power of your word. So you can come here in person on Tuesday nights, or you can Zoom in and be part of the class. Rosemerry is teaching that one, and there's a sign-up sheet in the back of the room. This is about understanding the connection between how and what we think and say results in the experiences that we have in the world, and learning to direct your intention in a way that is positive for you and for everyone. Great class, well worth your time, because as you know, I ask you this every time, is your life better when you're in class? Yeah, I'll just agree with that. There's another class coming up where I think we're going to have enough people to do it. I want to tap into anyone who might want the foundation level class of Science of Mind. So this is a class, and we'll decide exactly which one, but there are classes that talk specifically about the principles we teach. And it's a little bit deeper dive, it's a little more personal. How does this show up in your own life? Learning to use spiritual principle in any and every situation. So if that sounds interesting to you, there is a sign-up sheet in the back. I will contact anybody on there as soon as we have enough people, and we'll figure out what day and time we'll start and which class it will be. There are short ones and there are longer ones, and we'll just kind of work that out, what works for our group. So if you think you'd like to know a little bit more about Science of Mind and how it works for you, then sign up for the interest list in the back, and I'll get in touch with you and we'll set that up, okay? We have a couple save the dates coming up. Reverend David, that spoke a few weeks ago, is offering a workshop after service on the 2nd of March. It's a Sunday, March 2nd. So after fellowship, we'll spend an hour and a half with Reverend David, and it's called Achieving Your Dreams. So we all have dreams. We all might need some help getting there. And so this workshop will give you tools. You'll walk out with tools on how to take the next steps and how to use the power of your mind to fulfill what it is that you want. Stop some of those arguments that go on in your head, right? You know which ones I'm talking about. All right, so that's coming up on Sunday, the 2nd of March. We'll have a flyer in the back next week with a little more information, and you can also talk to him today if you have questions. So there's no sign-up sheet yet, but there will be next Sunday, okay? Let's see. We also, a little minor thing. In a couple weeks, February 23rd, so 2 weeks from now, Sunday after service, we have a potluck, and then we have our annual meeting. Yes, and those of you that have attended our annual meeting in the last few years know that it's really an excuse to eat well, laugh a lot, elect a couple of board members, and go rah-rah. Right? So come to that. It's really kind of fun. And it gives your board an opportunity to Make sure you know what's going on. What projects are we looking at? What kinds of things did we accomplish last year? What are we looking to do next year? And to engage and participate with what it is that feeds you. And I think that's why you're here, is that you are fed here in this community. So plan on joining us on the 23rd after service, and be thinking about what you might want to bring for the potluck. I don't care if we have all desserts, okay? Just bring something. And I don't care if you bought it, made it, Aunt Betsy made it for you to bring, whatever. And if you don't bring anything, because it's just one of those mornings, we'll still feed you. You won't go hungry, okay? So plan on the 23rd here after service. All right. We have some beautiful flowers donated by Betty Francis in honor of, parentheses, gee, I wonder whose birthday it could be.
Everybody! Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Reverend Cruz. Happy birthday to you.
Thank you. There are days when it's obviously really good to have been born. Yes. Thank you all very much. I appreciate birthdays. I had a mom who she was a religious science minister, and she was a Leo, so she's even more outgoing than I am. And my mom loved to be the center of attention. Bless her little princess head. And for those of you that used to go to Asilomar, when all of religious science from all over the country would gather in Pacific Beach at the Asilomar Resort, we had one giant dining hall. So you could meet people from CSL communities all over the world, and we would share meals and sit at big round tables. And my mom managed to convince the kitchen staff that it would be okay to bring out her birthday cake, which happened the week of Asilomar every year because it was in August, to bring out her birthday cake so the entire dining room could sing happy birthday to her. And they still talk about that everywhere I go, everywhere. I say, I'm Sandy Summers' daughter. They go, oh. So I come by it honestly, just so you know. Thank you all very much. They're beautiful, Betty. I will take them home and treasure them. All right, any other announcements from anyone? Oh, I want to point out, when you go in for coffee after service, take a little look to the left. The room has been cleared out in preparation for setting it up as our bookstore over here. We've been a long time without our bookstore. I mean, we have a bookstore, but it's in that other building that we haven't been going into. So we're going to bring some special things over here. We're working on what exactly that will look like and how to set it up. But I just want you to appreciate the hard work that was done to move furniture and clear it out. And who are my helpers that did the clearing? Raise your hand. Todd and Johnny, Henry. All right, thanks, guys. Now, some of you may also have noticed when you pulled in, there were a couple of massage tables at the end of the driveway on the curb. However, they had a free sign on them, so if you are in need of a massage table and you can't take it home with you today, you let us know. We'll get somebody with a truck to bring it to you. Be happy to get it off the end of the driveway if they're still there after service. They are free to a good home. We don't need them here anymore. So, all right, anything else we have? All right, let's stand up, move to the sides of the room. We're going to sing. And the lyrics to our closing song are on the back of your song sheet if you would like to sing along.
Take a look at the person next to you and say, God loves you and I love you too. Now feel the love in the sanctuary. Lift your voice and repeat after me. We come together, 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 we come together. In the name of love, from every walk of life, every walk of life, every creed and color.